Alright guys, we're finally getting down to actually installing these NB18 Super Dome tweeters. These will actually enhance the sound. I already gave them a little test run to see what they sounded like earlier. Whenever I was installing my door speakers, I just hooked them up real quick to see what they sounded like. And they sounded really good, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount them up here. I already got this pulled. We're going to mount these up here on the pillar, probably down a little farther so that, you know, so that they're kind of out of the way, so I don't ever hit them whenever I get in the vehicle. You can pretty much put them wherever you want. You know, you can mount them directly to the dash if you want, but I'm just going to put them on the pillar, probably somewhere in here, just somewhere down in here. And then I'll do the one on the other side, but we'll go ahead and we'll get to all that. I want to show y'all what and all the kit actually comes with whenever you get these tweeters. It comes in a nice little package. Whenever you get these tweeters, this is what and all it comes with. You obviously get the 2 dome tweeters with a little bit of wire, which kind of wish they had more wire, but I guess you don't need a lot to play with. It comes with an angle mount. You can mount it at an angle, or you can actually just mount it flush if you want to. This actually has a set of like double back sticky pads with it, so you can just kind of stick them on if you want to. But what it does is these actually clip on to this, so you can actually do it kind of any way you really want to, however you decide to. But you actually have to have, for the angles, you actually have to have them attached to this anyways. This is your mount. This is how it works. And what you can do is, well, what you do is you kind of run these, you know, through here, and then you just sort of mount them onto here. You know, you just mount them onto the back plate. Once you get this all installed, see how a screw goes in there. If you want to just, if you just want to mount it with just that, you can just mount it with just that. And of course, here's a couple of other screws in there. There's like 4 of those, and then there's 2 of the flat screws for mounting. And like I say, you can mount it at an angle, or you can just mount it flush. It's kind of up to however you want to do it. And then of course you got your sticky back pads. So that's what and all your kit includes. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to pull the stereo. And it's kind of not really mounted in here anyways, so I'm going to actually pull this. Okay. Well, anyways, we got access to the wires that we need. For the most part, most people would just run these to the door, but I don't feel like taking the door panels off again, so I'm just going to run it under the dash. It'll just be easier for me because I don't feel like taking the door panels off. So I'm not really going to push the whole you need to solder your wires thing anymore, because it's became pretty evident that me, along with everybody else, just does things in a big giant hurry, and it doesn't really matter anyways. As long as you get a halfway decent connection, it's all good. Okay, you want to have these just kind of loosely put together so that you can put them all, finish them all up whenever you get it, you know, whenever you get it wired in and stuff. You want to go ahead and have it all together, but loosely put together so that you can get this all mounted up whenever you get it put in. An extreme. Oops. Thought I'd try to get you a little bit tighter shot of this part here of how this is. You gotta try to make sure there's no wires protruding out of that buck, because you don't want to end up crossing wires in there or going down the road and hit a bump, and every time you hit a bump they cut out on you. Whatever. Anyways, get that nice and taped up so you get it sealed pretty good. And like I say, it's not a huge ordeal. It's just something that I do. It's just something that you don't have to do. It's just something that I do. Bada boom, bada bing, it's done. Okay, so now all you actually do is you reinstall your head unit and you're done. Now you got your tweets, you got your 4 new mids, and you got a set of subs in the back to get your nice deep bass and your sub-level bass. Guys, well, that's the Power Acoustic NB18 tweeter install. I got everything else done. Like I said, I probably couldn't really have asked for a better system for the price I paid for everything and got it all put together. If you went out to a professional shop and you had them hook up stuff, I mean, it would probably cost you a fortune to get high name brand stuff, quote unquote competition stuff, which of course you can use anything you want for competition. It doesn't really matter, but between the Power Acoustic tweeters and the Pioneer speakers in the door and in the back dash, and then the JVC head unit, I think it's an excellent sounding system on the inside of here. The subs and amp came from Pawn Shop, so I really can't say anything about the subs and amps from Walmart. Maybe eventually I might buy some subs and amps from there just so I can do a little, kind of a little private review on them, and we'll just see how all that goes a little bit later. But the car's coming along. I finally got the rocker panel finished up. I did get it painted, and there's runs in it, but I can fix that. That's no big deal. Either sand off the runs and give it another coat of paint, or just leave them. Some people would just leave them because they don't care. Like I say, this really maybe eventually will get a body kit, so it'd be covered up anyways. Fixing the rocker panel was just kind of for myself because it was really nasty. Look, ugh, excuse me. Dinner's not agreeing with me. Anyways, fixing the rocker panel was just a personal thing. I just wanted it to look better. The other side I'm going to have to do too because it's actually pretty bad too. I great stuffed it and I really shouldn't have, but I'm going to have to cut it all out because I think it goes much farther, and I think it's just as bad, if not worse, than this side was. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys subscribing and watching. I really do. It kind of warms my heart that people share the same passion for cars and car audio as I do, and it really just makes me feel really good inside. I don't really say much about myself and where I came from or anything, so I may actually have a little bit on that a little later. I might do a video, kind of a who I am sort of thing, and what got me into the car scene. I know I don't really go to many car shows and stuff nowadays, but I really need to start doing that like I used to. I used to go once in a while whenever I was a teenager. I'd sort of sneak off and go to car shows with my buddies and stuff, because I'd be going like all day and nobody would ever see me and never knew where I was at. But I'd be out wherever I could find old cars or any cars that were in a group. Got a little older and stuff, and anyways, I'll have more on all that stuff a little later, about how I started working on cars and stuff. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I mean, that's great. The more subscribers I get, the more it makes my heart beat. And I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you.